M1, M2, M1 Pro, M1 Max, M1 Ultra, and possibly even M1 Extreme. Look, there's no denying that Apple has been absolutely killing it when it comes to processing power over the past few years. Apple Silicon has set a new standard of performance and efficiency across the board, and with the increase in performance, there's also been a decent hike in the price for the Pro line of models. But what about people who don't have $2,000 to spend on a new laptop, or heck, even $1,000 to spend but want to become part of the Mac ecosystem? Well, let's not forget about the laptop that truly started this journey for Apple in their push for more power, the 16-inch Intel-based MacBook Pro. What's going on, guys? My name is Zak Kincaid, and this is my 2019 base model 16-inch MacBook Pro with an Intel i7. I have used this laptop basically every day for the past 3 years as my daily driver for my video production company, this YouTube channel, and for personal music projects. I would actually make a bet that no one in the world has pushed a base model Intel 16-inch nearly as far as I have, and I'm happy to report that this machine still absolutely kills it. Now, I bought this specific laptop around when they came out for $2,400, but you can now find this very laptop for less than $1,000 used, and even some places have discounts running where you can get them for less than $1,000 new. This truly makes it, in my opinion, the best value laptop that you can buy under $1,000 as a creative. I have a link in the description if you'd like to pick one up for yourself, but first let's dive into exactly why this laptop is still so relevant. Now, I'm gonna break this video down into two parts, video production and music production, but first let's go into some specs. The base model 16-inch from 2019 has a 2.6 gigahertz 6-core Intel i7, 512 gigabyte SSD, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and an AMD Radeon 5300 graphics card. Now, this is the first 16-inch laptop Apple ever made, and it truly marked the beginning of their move away from their form over function mindset. We also get 4 USB-C ports, a larger trackpad, and extremely upgraded speakers and microphone. And with the larger body, they put in the largest battery you can legally take on an airplane, along with larger fans, which yes, does present a little bit of fan noise, but again, they were chasing performance with this laptop. Now, on a video, I will not lie to you, compared to Apple's new MacBooks, this one is severely lacking when it comes to the specs on paper and in the performance testing. But what I have noticed is that those specs and those tests do not translate 100% to the real world. I have been able to edit videos anywhere from 30 seconds all the way up to 2-hour long videos with this laptop. As long as you know how to manage your projects correctly, you can pretty much do anything you need to do. If you are taking video seriously, you should be working off of an external SSD anyway, and if you're having trouble with your footage, create proxies and keep those stored properly as well, and you'll be able to keep this computer running in tip-top shape. And the larger 16-inch screen is honestly a must-have in my opinion when it comes to video editing. You could get away with the new 14-inch screen, but that's also starting at $2,000, and the 13-inch M1 MacBook Pro and even the M2, I just think that 13-inch screen is too small. So this is what I would recommend if you're looking for a more entry-level laptop that is still gonna give you professional results. Now let's move on to music. This goes without saying, most laptops on the market for the past like 4 or 5 years have more than enough power to run any kind of music project you wanna do. And if you think you need a ton of power to work with music files, you really don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to manage a project correctly. Now, directly competing with this is the M1 13-inch MacBook Pro that you can also find for $1,000. And on paper and in the reviews, it definitely outperforms this laptop. But there are two main reasons that I would still go for this one over the M1, and that is compatibility and I/O. Look, Apple Silicon is great, and there are a lot of changes happening in the music industry, but when it comes to the technology side of music, that market moves very, very slowly. There's a reason that if you go into any professional studio, they are probably going to be on an older Mac and probably not even on the newest OS. And it's because when it comes to the hardware and software from the music developer side, most of those never get updated, and you can run into a lot of issues moving away from an Intel-based machine. There are stories about people moving to Apple Silicon Macs who have lost a portion of their VI libraries, and some of those can cost thousands of dollars, only to find out that when you upgrade to a new OS or if you update your computer, they may not work anymore. And it's not Apple's fault, they have to innovate. But a lot of the time, when you buy those instruments or those audio effects from a developer, that's kind of it. They don't really send you any kind of updates. And so things can break very easily when you start upgrading. Where we are right now, the change to Apple Silicon is still extremely new. So if you're gonna go for a budget laptop, I would go with Intel because there are a lot of VIs that you can get pretty affordable that may not actually work with Apple Silicon yet. Now, if compatibility isn't an issue to you because you're only going to be using Apple-based VIs, then another thing you need to consider is your I/O. The 13-inch M1 MacBook Pro only has 2 USB-C ports, and one of them is more than likely going to be taken up by your charger. That leaves you with one USB-C port to plug in all of your storage, all of your MIDI devices, and all of your external audio devices, and in my opinion, that is just not enough and definitely doesn't leave you room to grow. The 16-inch Intel is a solid option that's going to be under $1,000, still going to be supported by Apple's new OSs for a while, and you're not going to run into any of those compatibility or I/O issues. So if you're looking for a budget laptop and you want to be in the Apple ecosystem, I truly don't think there's a better value out there. So if you're looking to pick up the 16-inch for yourself, again, I have a link in the description, but I highly recommend you go ahead and look on stuff like Facebook Marketplace because you can find some really good deals out there. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. If you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave it a like, subscribe to see more videos like this, and leave a comment down below if you have any questions or if you think there's another budget option out there. Again, I know there's Windows-based computers. We're talking about Apple. Don't do this to me. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.